Hello everyone, I'm Cat Griffin, and this is Stitching with the Griffin Channel News number 1. I decided that rather than putting information about the channel at the end of various videos and running the risk of you not actually seeing them, I would put all of the information in one video and you guys can find it from there if you want to look at it. Anyway, so I'm Cat Griffin, and I am the cook, the chef, the chief bottle washer of Stitching with the Griffin. A little bit of history about the channel for those of you who are new here, and for those of you who have been here for a little while but probably don't know. I started this channel a couple of years ago, 2023 I think, maybe 2022, don't remember exactly. It was during COVID, so that gives you a time period. Not actually the beginning of COVID, but around that time. Didn't do a whole lot with the channel at the time. It was called The Griffin's Nest, and it was supposed to be about my life in general, but things happened. I had a couple of videos on here. Didn't get much attention. I really didn't know what it was doing, and then I decided to put out, I want to say it was 2024, middle of 2024, might be 2022, or I'm sorry, 2023. Yeah. Anyway, I decided to put out a video of my cross stitch because I wanted to show it. And I did several videos before Sarah, the Northwood Stitcher. Hi Sarah. Before she commented on one of my videos, and she was like, hey, put floss tube on here so people can find you, and she was very encouraging. And so I thought, well, I stopped there, and let's change the channel and make it all about my cross stitch then, and that way maybe I'll get some more views and I'll get some more attention, and maybe people will like what I do. So that's what I did. I changed the name to Stitching with the Griffin, started the floss tube playlist, and at that time my what is it, the focus, you know, when you put in there what your channel is about, I had that it was mainly about my cross stitch, my cross stitch, my embroidery, my hand sewing. And that's what I say on my playlist. This is about this. And occasionally I would show my crochet and other things. And that's what I was doing. And I was rolling along and having a great time. Made a couple of changes here and there as to how I do things. It has not been long since I started doing multiple projects. And I can thank Mad Morty for that. She was an enabler, and her and her husband, the bra, as well as several other Harpy Stitcher and a couple other ones. They showed me a world of patterns that I could get that I could not get elsewhere, because I'm one of these people. I've been cross stitching since I was 10. I learned how to cross stitch and crochet, and the only time you could get patterns was if you went to the store and bought them, or someone bought them for you. It wasn't the internet. You know, I didn't have a local L&S. Most of the time we went to Walmart. A couple of times we did go to a couple of the 5 and dimes that were still around at the time and that no longer exist. But that's the only way I got them, and they were all in kits. So I didn't learn. I knew nothing about different flosses, different suppliers, different fabrics, all that. So joining the floss tube community has been one of the biggest boosts to my cross stitching that I have ever had. And the advent of the internet really helped with my crocheting, because then I was able to source other yarn and stuff like that. But that's a different story. So it evolved from the Griffin's Nest to the Stitching with the Griffin. This year, a couple of months ago, maybe May, I started adding a little extra content. I started doing it on a weekly basis instead of a monthly or every other month, because that wasn't working for me. So I started doing it on a weekly basis, and that has actually really helped me. It has kept me on track with my projects, and just really upped the game with that. But I also started adding extra content to the ends of the videos. I started talking about books and movies and my crocheting and my diamond art and a couple other things that I was doing, including my fitness, the Conqueror's Challenge virtual race that I'm doing. Started talking about that off and on. So yeah, my channel has gone through some changes, and it has recently gone through another change, which those of you who are new here would not notice, and those of you who are returning subscribers may or may not have noticed. The about for this channel, or the bio, intro, whatever it is, now says that it's about my fiber arts and all the ones that I can do and will be learning how to do. This channel is no longer just about my cross stitch, my embroidery, my hand sewing. It is now about my crochet as well. And it will be about other fiber arts when I'm able to practice them and learn them more fully. Right now I don't have a lot of room to do anything, or any real privacy to practice and learn. So that's besides the point. The fact of the matter is, it has changed. As of August 1st, I have a new playlist, and that's part of the news that I'm telling you for those of you who haven't seen it yet. It is called Crochet Fun. That's the very first video, and it is what it says. It's about my crochet. If anybody has suggestions for a better title, please let me know. I'm not real crazy about it, but I don't know what else to call it. I don't. So there's that. It will be about my my crochet. I'm thinking about both of them. It will be about my crochet. I do not know how to knit. I take that back. I do know the basics of knitting. I just don't like to knit. That's it. That being said, this is where we're at. So the channel has evolved, and I will start adding videos for my crocheting. I will be doing those once a month, because I don't crochet as much as I cross stitch. For crocheting, I need to be in the mood to do it, and have the time to sit and relax and do it. Cross stitch is my first love, so it will always have precedence over any time I have to do things. But you will see a video in the beginning of September. I'm not sure what day, but it will be the beginning of September. And another piece of news that I would like to tell you about is the Ko-Fi page. I did start one a couple months ago, I think, and I really didn't do anything with it until this past week. Definitely yesterday and the day before. It's not just about me. Ko-Fi pages are used to build up support for the channel and for the artist. I understand that. And it's another way to interact with your viewers. I get that too. My goodness. Sorry about that, folks. My page is only partially going to be about that. I have a shop in there now, and I have added things to it. And if you see a fluctuation, I just noticed this, of the lighting over here, it's because I have a candle burning. I just realized that light right here is fluctuating. You can see it like right up in here. At least I can. So, sorry about that if it was distracting. It just distracted me, of course. But I will be talking about that in my next crochet video. But anyway, it has things on there that are not completely related to stitching, but I'm trying to put mostly stitching related stuff in there, but some things are just not going to be. I have some stitch picks in there. I call them stitch picks. They are also known as knit picks or picks, I don't know. I discovered them when I was watching Sarah. Hello again, Sarah. And she showed how to make them. She had a video on how to make them, and she actually showed how they work. And I call them stitch picks. She calls them knit picks. It's basically when you are having to frog or remove threads. Those of you who are needle workers, you know what I'm talking about. And this helps you to keep from pulling the fabric or stretching the fabric when you're removing stitches that are in the wrong place, or the wrong, they need to come out. So, and it can help with not just cross stitching, it can help with sewing, removing, stitches from there so that you don't warp the fabric. It just makes it a little easier, and you don't have to use your hands trying to pull stuff out. So I have 3 sets of those. And I'm not sure. Give me a minute. Let me see if I can find something that I might be able to put them up against. I don't like doing this because I don't want to bend it, but I don't have access to the other thing that I normally have. So, not a professional. Okay, these are not machine made. These are handmade. See those? That's a pair. These are 3-inch long. It's got a nice little bit here, and I'm right-handed, so I need to use my right hand, otherwise I'm not going to show it. And you basically use the bottom. Now this one's not flat. I didn't have an extra flat one. Oh, you really can't see. Okay, there you go. So you're going to hold it like this usually, and just like you're holding a needle, and just pull out the stitches. This set does not have a flat bead in it. These where you can see them. These do. I have 2 sets that have these flat beads. There you go. And they're a little iridescent on one side and then completely black on the other. And these are just the beginning. I will be doing others using different tops and everything. Now I also have bookmarks, but they're too far away for me to grab. And they have charms on the ends. They're ribbon bookmarks. I have one that's big enough to fit inside of a junk journal, a tall junk journal, and the rest of them can fit into regular paperback books. I also have some tassels. I'll grab one. Now these I made these originally for to be put on junk journals, but then I realized not all junk journals have eyelets, and so these may not go on your junk journal. However, these can also go on other things, anything that it can be hung from, including, you know, your mirror, or your, you know, you can put it in your car. But this is just one of them. I have 5 that are gold, that are this silver tone, that use the silver tone ring. And it has a lobster claw in it. And then I have ones that have, sorry, let me talk to you and not it, that have gold tone rings and clasps. And they're different sizes and, you know, different colors and everything. And on the Ko-Fi page, in the pictures that I took, I do have a fabric trying to think of it, measuring tape, fabric measuring tape laid up next to them, so you can see the lengths of them, the approximate length of everything. And the knit picks are 3 inches tall from top to bottom, or 3 inches long from top to bottom otherwise. I also have some needle minders. I don't have anything I can attach this to. There. That's one of them. This one is one I'm personally keeping. But the rest of them are currently Halloween themed. I'm looking at them from over here, but they're too far away for me to get. There's 2 pumpkins, a skull, a black heart, and a book. And so those are there. And the purpose of the Ko-Fi page is partially half to support myself as a creator, but also when you look at the page, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's also going to support a charitable program, a charitable institution here in my local community. The first one that I chose is the Museum of East Texas. They don't know about it, but as soon as they can, I will be donating to them. My goal is $100, and I am going to ask that it be used to help fund their arts and crafts programs. My town is small, relatively, for East Texas, and we don't have a lot of things for people to do, much less small children. We have parks, but you can only go to the park so many times. The skating rink is in a not so nice part of town, and I know this from, you know, because I was there. I've been there. The mall doesn't have a whole lot, even for teenagers, but definitely not for small children. And the arts and crafts programs at at the Museum of East Texas they're all year round. And then in the summertime, they really focus on programs that help parents and children, you know, create things together. So they're bonding and they're creating memories, and they're giving the kids and their parents something to do, which I think is really great. They also have classes for crocheting and different arts, you know, not just fiber arts, but different types of things. And so, personally, I think they're a very worthy cause. And they will be the first of my charitable causes. I will give myself until the goal is met before I move on to another program, and I will cycle back because there's just not really a lot here, but what's here I'd like to keep here, and so with your help, hoping that can be done. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to buy anything in order to donate towards the cause, towards the Museum of East Texas goal. So there's that. But if you go on the Ko-Fi page, I have it listed in the description box below, along with it's also going to be, I need to redo my about page a little bit. It will be on the about page, but it's also listed on all of my videos. Well, this newest one is going to have the appropriate listing. So from now on, it's going to have the actual listing for my channel on there, and then you can go to the shop if you want. I will attempt to post things in their little blog, but I'm so bad about that. I have a hard time keeping up with my Instagram, and that's just posting pictures. But anyway, so I thank you. That's the end of this little news break, or this, news announcement, whatever it is. I thank you for being here and spending some time with me, and hopefully you've made it this far. If you have, please go check out my other videos, and if you have any suggestions for this channel based on what it is and what I can personally do, let me know in the comments below. Constructive criticism only, please. Trolls can just keep on going because I don't have time for y'all. And but again, thank you for being here, whether you're new or a returning subscriber. If you're on the other videos, you know what to do there. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that. If you want to. I am very happy doing what I'm doing, knowing that, not everybody gets me. There are people that get me, and I'm happy with that. And so, yeah, that's all I have. I will see you in the next one. See you on the flip side, folks. Bye.